But if Friday is the 1st of December, that means you can officially watch Christmas movies. No, you're within the window by the 1st of December.
Oh, I know. It's just there's a vanishingly small amount of Christmas movies that are good.
Anna and the Apocalypse. No, it looks very nice. See, doesn't it look nice? Look very nice. We've coordinated, not at all intentionally. Hello, stream. How are you? It's been a week. We're tired. I hate when I start streams with but
hi, I get it.
It's not any of you, but this is the time of year when I am called upon professionally and it is exhausting. And we ordered a pizza. Oh, Goblin, I'm sorry you weren't feeling well. We ordered a pizza, and you can tell I'm feeling defensive, because when I feel defensive, I wear the chainmail earrings. So yeah, I needed my chainmail earrings today. Look, if was a horror about Krampus stalking asshole college kids or what? No, we were talking about Christmas movies, like we talked about last week. I have a very strict, I don't do Christmassy things before the 1st of December. That is my personal preference. And Friday is the 1st of December, and we just set up the Advent. Okay, we don't have an Advent calendar. We have this cool, like, garland that has 24 little bags, and so you can put whatever you want in the Advent calendar. It is a DIY Advent calendar, and it's full of chocolate, because that's what Advent is for. So it's now full because Costco sells 1 kilo boxes of Lindt truffles, and so now the Advent calendar is full of Lindt truffles, and hopefully that will get us through the month. I started a new job earlier today, and my feet still hurt a little bit, but at least you're getting paid.
Congratulations.
Well done. 1 kilo boxes of Lindt truffles, and it's all in that Advent calendar, except for the couple of leftover ones that are in like a jar that are going to evaporate mysteriously over the weekend. Exactly. Have you finished working through last year's yet? Oh, definitely. Definitely. Last year's didn't last. Okay, it's cartridge toast. So we go for a walk a couple times a week, and there's a little box of chocolates in the car, because after we have a walk, we can have a little treato, and that's usually where the extra chocolate goes.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know when you're going to get stuck in traffic for 3 hours and be ravenous. So
which has happened.
Yes, it has. So there's a box of chocolate stuck in the car. I wasn't here last week because I was watching Robbie do acting in a show.
Amazing.
That sounds delightful. Congratulations to Robbie. That sounds wonderful. Stream, did you see the news? They're dropping, for Baldur's Gate 3, they're dropping some kind of cat. I predicted this. I completely and utterly and totally predicted that they were going to do some sort of seasonal whatnot, because they're right in the middle of the buzz for the game. But apparently patch number 5, which is not currently have a date, is going to have some sort of like post-epilogue party content, and
it appears to be a rap party for the game.
It appears to be a rap party
that you play in the game.
And Withers is in a hat, and it implies that it's like Christmas, and it says dress up. And I have tweeted, yes, exactly. It is the Citadel DLC for Baldur's Gate. I have manifested this through sheer force of will. Give me ball gowns, or get the fuck out. I need wonderful party clothes for my horrible little children to dress up in after their terrible traumatic events, and they can just have a little lie down.
You need disgusting formal wear for Gale to look really pissed off he's having to wear.
No, I don't think Gale would be pissed off in formal wear.
He'd be quite comfy.
Lae'zel would be pissed off.
Why does it have sleeves?
Yes, precisely. And, I just, as a matter of course, don't put Halcyon in sleeves. Why would you cover that up? Oh my God. So we will see. I hope that there are pets and even more fireworks and fancy outfits and decorations. Hey, okay, since I've now apparently manifested one of the things on my wish list already, let's put the next one on the wish list, right? Everybody join me. I want a tent. I want my own tent. Everybody else has a tent. I'm tired of stealing your decorations and putting them in a little pile somewhere that gets reset every time I sleep. I would like my own tent that I can decorate, please. Dredge lets me paint the boat Larian. You can give me a tent, please. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. I love you. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Exactly. I would like to have a tent. I would like to have a place to put my own decorations as opposed to having to find other places to put them. That would be
I just have this image of you pounding your axe on your shield, yelling, gown, 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 gown. And then the gown arrives. You kind of look down at it and go, tent, 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 tent.
Yes. I mean, whatever works at this point. I just love that they're still obviously actively creating new content for the game. We've seen those conversational tags you keep promising us, Larian. So I'm waiting for it to evolve. I still haven't finished my first playthrough.
We had a really big.
I'm literally in the middle of one of the big combats at the end of the game, and I just haven't had time to.
Hey, Brandon.
Brandon, hello. How are you? We're talking about
Baldur's Gate 3.
We're talking about Baldur's Gate 3. Thank you very much, and which I like my earrings too. Yeah, it's been a week. It's been busy. There's been some good stuff. There's been some challenging stuff. So it's a week that has days that end with Y.
And is in 2023.
And is in 2023. But it's on the ropes because Friday is the 1st of December. We're almost there. Right in time for one of your most gorgeous pieces in this game. Ooh, foreshadowing. Excellent, excellent. That makes me very happy. Oh, I haven't listened to It Was Always That Easy today. Maybe that would have put me in a much better mood. How are you? How are things?
I'm all right. I managed to scratch the inside of my left ear, so I've got some ringing going on at the moment, but I'm dealing with it. I finished the first draft of my audio drama after 2 months.
Yes, please.
Yes, please, Brandon.
Please. Behold my digital Christmas stocking. That would be perfect. Thank you.
So that's going to,
Yeah, say that again.
I finished the first draft of my audio drama. It took 2 months. It's 8,000 words long, and at least 3,000 of those words may live.
Well, it's a first draft, which means the process, the very first process of from brain to paper has occurred. And I heard somebody beautifully describe the process of writing as the first draft is the wedding. The editing is making the marriage work. So now the editing begins. But now I can help you because I can't edit in here.
No.
So.
Yeah.
But first it has to sit in a drawer for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it does.
Because them's the rules.
Yeah. At the moment, there are 5 characters where previously there were not going to be more than 3. And,
Scope creep. It happens.
Yeah. Although Auntie,
Does this mean you finished Nano?
I never started Nano.
Well, you completed a project in the month of November.
Technically.
I'll take it. Take the win.
Auntie, the drag queen flying the evacuation ship from the moon, is almost certainly sticking around.
Yes.
Yes. If you think I've spent the last 2 months writing Bob the Drag Queen as an increasingly sarcastic search and rescue pilot, you are absolutely correct.
Delightful. I can't wait to read it. That sounds amazing. After the cluster fire that was the middle of this month, I've settled with getting halfway done with Nano. Hey, if your victory condition for Nano is 25,000 words,
that's
then
your victory
that's
condition.
your victory
It is no
condition.
less a victory than 50,000.
Exactly. You set the goal, you meet the goal. That's all that matters. Honestly, getting words out of your brain is the really hard part. So congratulations. And why is the text still on?
I also realized that I am now 2 weeks off the end of a year-long project. For the last year, I've been writing a weekdaily TTRPG setting called the Temenos
Regular.
called the Temenos Arc, which is there was this initiative set up at the top of the year called Dungeon 23. The idea was you write a room a day for a dungeon, and then at the end of the year you've got a huge ass dungeon. I don't really do dungeons. I didn't at that point. So I did Facility 23, which is the science fiction version. So it's this group of ships and asteroids caught in a feral FTL bubble, and it all has like a coherent plot. And I realized I have 10 entries left.
Well done.
And I finally figured out what's at the center of the bubble, because there was a surprising amount of candidates. For a long time, I thought the whole thing would be built around Ceres, which is actually a 900-kilometer wide dwarf planet in the asteroid belt. And I realized I really didn't want to have to populate 900 kilometers of stuff.
Okay.
So instead, what it is...
Don't spoil it, because you're going to do it on Twitter, aren't you?
Yes.
He figured out the ending. Now you can all figure it out as we go along.
Oh, nano for babies, 100 words a day. I love that.
100 words a day
I love that.
For babies. That's a goal,
right?
All you got to do for Nano is set a goal and work towards your goal. It doesn't matter what that goal is. Congratulations to everybody who's done it. And Ducky, I hear you about Fic that somehow has no end in sight. You and Zolia have so much in common, don't you? But speaking of writing and speaking of December, since December starts on Friday, we also thought we'd remind people about Ticking World. Does everybody remember this? I hope many of you remember this. So this was put together by our good friend Brendan Connolly. This is a choose your own adventure advent calendar. It's really, really fun. And you start on the first day. And we have, I think we still have a channel in the Discord for Ticking World. I'll have to go and look if we don't. But if you have your calendar, it might be a good time to dig it out because you can play along with us as we start it up on Friday again. I don't know if Brandon's still selling. If Brandon's still selling them, let's reach out to him. And
I owe him an email anyway.
Okay. Yes. So Ticking World, like we said, it is. Is there an introduction page? It's designed for day-by-day adventure from December 1st till December 25th. And it has little choose your own adventure, go here, go there style stuff. And, you can make decisions and we play along in the Discord if you want to join us. It's really fun. But I'll find out if it's still available for sale. And if so, we'll share the link in the stream notes. How about that?
Thank you.
It's been a while. I'm not sure if it is anymore. But I hope it is because it's really fun. We got a good kick out of it. Anything else going on?
Oh, I haven't really had time to watch a movie yet this week, but I did watch a couple of very good short films on Netflix.
Didn't we go to the movies this week?
The Marvels last week.
Last week. We went and saw the Marvels.
Which is great,
by the way. Which was wonderful and delightful, and there should really be a whole lot more of this Marvel stuff that doesn't involve guys.
I would do crimes for Kamala Khan.
Anybody. Yeah. Kamala is my second favorite.
After your girl.
After my girl, of course. Yes. We saw a movie. You don't have any movies to go see on Friday because it's not worth spending money for Napoleon.
But the free tickets have reset. So.
Well, okay. If you want to go sit in a 3-hour ladder buster, that go with God.
I mean, my options remain not quite my kind of bag. At the moment, it is Napoleon.
Oh, and, it's sold out. Is it Lovelace? Thanks for letting us know.
And Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And just, not quite up for either of those. But we do get 2 free tickets a month because of weird capitalism things.
Because of capitalism things.
So, I mean, if I have to burn an afternoon, all I'm buying is the donut. We've got a free donut.
Okay. If that is what you want to do the Friday afternoon, I'm not going to stop you. I have to go to traffic school on Friday.
Well, not this Friday because I have the dentist.
Yes, exactly. I'm not into the Napoleon. The best thing I've heard about the Hunger Games recently is the TikToker did the Baldur's Gate companions who would win the Hunger Games. And the person who would lose would be Karlach because she cares too much. And the person who would probably win would be Lae'zel.
Because she will cut a bit.
Because Lae'zel.
Yes.
And that is very accurate and it saves you a whole lot of time. You're welcome.
And excuse me, Mr. Scott, this isn't entirely accurate. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's fine. There are plenty of not historically accurate movies that I can watch that are much more interesting and involve more, spaceships or kissing that I think I would rather watch.
But if I am going to go see a 2.5-hour movie, then I would much rather have a Hindi action star slightly awkwardly dance at several points, whilst also there being an extended fight sequence involving a cable car and a bridge that just gets fucked all the way up.
Yeah, that sounds much more entertaining. Right. Anything else going on? I mean, we'll talk about timing towards the end of the stream, of course, because we are in the end of year slump, which means, of course, we're going to stop streaming for a little bit. Our last...
So the slump...
It's not a slump, it is a vacances. We're going to take a break. And I'm going to read even more books. I have reread Swordheart, the first of the Clockwork Boys. I'm currently on the second of the Clockwork Boys, The Wonder Engine, and the first 2 Paladin books. in the lead up to the fourth Paladin book coming out on Tuesday. But I had to add the other 3 in because I read them too quickly, and I've got to feather the prop until Tuesday.
And you have 2 books left and 4 days to read them in.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to slow down, unfortunately. But there's a lot going on this weekend, so that's fine. That's fine. I mean, there is a not at all historically accurate gay pirate show. Yes, I've heard that. We're currently watching Lazarus Project. Oh, good. Oh. It's my favorite time traveler thingy since Travelers. It's really good, and the main character's so rubbish.
It's so grumpy. It's great.
Oh, well, what do you expect? There's a handsome northern shit kicker involved. I'm down. You know, it's Marguerite Kryptonite. It's wonderful. He looks like Guy Garvey the Spy. It's delightful. What else? We still haven't watched Blue-Eyed Samurai. That's on the list, but we finished all of Vox Machina. What else did we finish recently?
Great.
We finished something else recently. We watched all of Slow Horses season 3 in a single night,
which has only just hit Apple TV,
and is again squalid and gosh, Gary Oldman is just living his best life getting to play that character. Oh, and speaking of spy characters, we get Reacher season 2
in about a week and a half.
Yes. Speaking of eye candy,
Lazarus Project is about a UK-based, it's implied heavily government organization which pulls multinational problem-solving specialists into one team whose job it is to stop the world ending. And the ace in the hole they have with this is that
they have the reset. They have a save point.
There is a singularity which remains a fixed point in time even as time progresses. It is always 1 second after midnight on the 1st of July.
Yeah, so they can reset a year if something cataclysmic happens.
And something cataclysmic happens a lot.
Yeah.
And the first 10 minutes of the first episode is this resolutely normal app developer going through a second outbreak and losing his partner and having this wide variety of awful shit happen. And at the point where he realizes things have gone horribly wrong, he wakes up and it's 3 months previously and everything's fine.
Yeah. So.
And that's the first 10 minutes.
It's a very fun. This is Lazarus Project. Slow Horses is based on the Jean Le Carré novels, right?
No, they are Mick Herron novels.
Mick Herron novels. Le Carré is Reacher.
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
Fine.
Lee Child wrote the Jack
That was the other name.
And they're very, very similar. John Le Carré is the touchstone of British.
Old dude tagonist.
Old dude tagonist. Yeah. Le Carré is very, very, very good. And very limited in some quite important ways.
Russian Doll and Lazarus Project. Russian Doll is the surrealist version without a government of Lazarus Project. Lazarus Project is closer to Travelers, but it's really good.
Yeah, and it is grubby and very human and fucks up a lot.
And it has Gary Oldman as the main character. Well, not the main character. We're
talking at cross purposes. So I'm going to jump onto Slow Horses, which is the thing that you were talking about.
Gary Oldman.
Yes. Amazingly, he does not steal the show. More and more as the show has gone on, there are two other characters are really, really starting to develop. There is a character who shows up in season 2 called Shirley Dander. And Shirley is 5 feet 1 inch tall, and it's all drugs and rage.
Shirley is a Wolverine point in a direction.
Because the idea is that the team that Gary Oldman's character runs are the agents that MI5 have, who have fucked up too publicly to kill.
They're the kiddie table of British intelligence.
And Shirley has anger issues and a drug habit larger than she is.
Yeah.
And she's really fun. And there's an actor called Jack Loudon playing
Marcus.
River Cartwright.
Oh, River. Okay.
Yeah. River is furious. He is dashing and handsome and ethical and highly trained and talented. And he should be James Bond.
And he's not.
And he's not.
And he's so angry about it.
The dude seethes
Yeah.
like no one on earth.
It's very good.
And pretty much the entirety of Slow Horses is something happens, and River's like, we should do spy stuff. And Gary Oldman's like, fuck off. And River's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. And Gary Oldman's like, oh, god damn it.
It's very fun. It's a good time. All right. Why don't we take our break a little bit early here so I can go and set up the game, because I'm reliably informed that something spooky is going to...
The spoops.
Yeah, well...
Let's do the spoops.
Exactly. I need to grab the dramatis personae as well, because we've met all the various voices officially, kind of. So, I have to remind myself about all. The only one I remember, the Smitten, and I remember the Skeptic, because the Skeptic and I are on the same wavelength.
The Smitten is Matt Berry.
And the Smitten is Matt Berry. Exactly. So we're gonna take 3 minutes here, folks, and get the game loaded up. Go grab yourself whatever you need. Perhaps you need un beverage, perhaps you need a cuddly toy, or some headphones, or a snack, or have you taken medications and need to, if you've forgotten, maybe you might want to do that. And we will come back in about 3 minutes. See you there. And we're back.
And we're back.
Oh, and your face is gone. There we go. Hang on a second. What? That was a poor decision on my part. There we go. Okay. As a reminder, I've put the content warnings in the chat. Okay, first of all, Shiny, don't fall asleep. It's okay if you do, but I will poke you every once in a while. As a reminder, we put the content warnings in the chat. This game has a lot of them, and we've encountered a lot of them, and there may be more. So please check out that that list, which may include spoilers, if you need them. This is a love story. Okay, are we getting to the point of the love story? I would kind of like to see the love story, though. Let's see where we load in for this. I'm going to be very curious. Okay. Let's load. Where did we save? This is where we saved.
I forgot.
Remember? This is where we saved. See? Look at us! I was right! We're a bird. We're a bird looking in a window. It's not a mirror. Okay, so here we go. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Okay, have you swallowed the water that was in your mouth? Okay, good. Oh, those patex. Here we go. We finished chapter 4 of what were we? The Razor. No Way Out.
Yes.
We got both. Yeah, we got all the voices. Chapter 4, nothing at all. We just finished chapter 4. Nothing at all.
So I definitely won't stab you.
Yes, exactly. Okay, let's see. Here we are. I love everybody in the chat's like, here it comes. I'm like, that's not all that is on this. Okay, I'm clicking the button. Ooh. An explore option. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
Oh.
We've been this asshole all along.
The narrator.
Chat, huge kudos to knowing exactly the point where we'd left off and holding your powder for a full fucking week. Well done.
I know what you are, but what am I if that's not... A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. No. Oh, I do not like it. It's blinking. I know, but it's blinking at me and I don't like it. Okay. Oh, good Lord.
Far more questions than there are from.
Okay. Explore. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you. What are you? Are you something like me? If you're not me, then what are you? I have so many questions for you. Very high on the list. Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that? Ooh, what a neat question. I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions? Might come back to that one. Every time I ask you something, it's like a piece of you breaks? Is that true?
Look in the mirror. We said, who are you?
Are you a part of me or are you something else? You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Why? I've met you many times. Have you been the same you all along? Second favorite question. Third favorite question.
Oh.
I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I? What is this place? Where are we? I've already destroyed the mirror. That's the final option. Okay. Are you a part of me?
Yeah.
Or are you something else?
No, I am not a part of you. But that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it?
Do not like.
From one vantage point I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is?
Also, look at the eyes. Look how they're photorealistic. There are shades of blue in there.
Yeah. Oh, look at the teeth.
Yes, I saw the teeth. I don't like the teeth. All right, folks, we are on a clock. You see how the mirror is breaking? We don't get to ask many questions. Yeah, I think the big why is I think the big why, and then the I wasn't supposed to see all this was I is what's gonna happen. I'm just scrolling through the options again to see if there's. I really want to ask, what are you? Are you something like me?
I would guess we get 3 more, so put it on the list, but maybe do the big why before it.
I'm gonna go for the big why. We're going for the big why. You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Why?
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed.
Oh, my sweet summer child. You cannot destroy death. Entropy is more inevitable than energy.
Or taxes.
Or it is a noble. This is the definition of lawful order that proves that it is unobtainable and not practical. It's the idea that you can form a perfect something that won't have any entropy or death or harm. You can't. You just can't.
And despite how far you've fallen, you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
Once you're gone. The narrator is going. Oh. I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions? This is another good question. It says, you said she contains death. What is she? But again, unreliable narrator. I'm just going to get his perspective.
I think stick to your original plan.
I really want to ask, why would you want to get rid of death?
That's a good one too.
Who cares about dying? I've died plenty of times. I mean, oh gosh, it's become very death focused now. Oh, look at this question. I was made to do this single task. Who made me? What am I? I see. I asked what he was. I should ask what I am, because if you're the narrator, but we're not the same, but I'm seeing a reflection. Is that me or is that him? Who made me? What am I?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
I'm gonna write that down. Please excuse me.
I thought the long quiet was
I thought the long quiet is the place that we go when we die. So we go to our own afterlife? Go to your own afterlife. I'm full of questions. Long quiet equals me question mark.
Oh, Brandon, that's amazing.
Not sure if I said it before, but the noise you're hearing, the long quiet, I made it out of vocal samples from Johnny's various characters. I would love to see the DAW of this, like all the different layers that go into it. Okay, but if you made God, and that's me, does that mean you're a god? Does that mean she's a god? How is this working? I'm gonna run out of questions.
I think we got maybe 3-4 more.
I don't want to be a god. I want to be me. A god I always knew I was special. What are you? Are you something like me? If you're not me, then what are you? I have so many questions for you. There's still that doesn't hurt when pieces of you break off like this. Or maybe we'll just say, every time I ask you something, it looks like a piece of you breaks. I've met you many times before. Have you been the same only? Are you a god? Or were you a god? Ooh. What is the princess? Did you make her too? That's a good question. I don't think he made her. I don't think he did. I think he made us as a response to her. What is the princess? Did you make her too?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change.
She's chaos.
She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can.
So if she's only a reflection, then there has to be a point of reference. Okay, so the narrator made us as the point of reference.
So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you.
Construct?
That would explain the benefit.
New information?
Seems that every me you met did a real shit job of it, though.
What can I say, buddy? You ain't the greatest.
Ooh, that's deep.
Okay, if you made us, then I want you to know this has been torture. If I destroy her, won't I be along? If you want me to destroy the concept of transformation, how is that existence any better than death? Or even different from death at all? Honestly, it feels worse. Do you have anything to say for yourself for all this hubris? Ooh. After everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live? That doesn't follow in my head. Do you know that things won't just be worse if I destroy her? What would it be like to live in a world without her? Does anyone else know about this? Does anyone know about us? I don't want to be a god. I want to be me. Okay. And then some of these are before. I still want to ask if it hurts if pieces of him break off like that, but why couldn't you have told me all of this from the start?
Yeah.
If she's capable of becoming whatever people believe her to be, can't I just will her into something small? Are you a god or were you? I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I? How did you die? Why did you make her a princess? Of all things, why is she a princess? Why couldn't she be an ant or a slice of soggy bread? How am I supposed to destroy an abstract concept? Is a brilliant question. What if neither of us leave this place? Does that work? Can we just stay here together and leave the people out there alone? The people out there beyond the walls of the construct, do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to them? You've called this place a construct. What is it supposed to do? I really love this question. Why would you want to rid the world of death? Who cares about dying? I've died plenty of times. I'm saving. This just...
Just a second. Need to get a refill. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. It's very unfair. How come I can't ask all the options? Because otherwise I would be here forever. That's why. Oh my gosh, chat. How are we going to pick? I like the thing about asking... Of all things, why is she a princess? Why couldn't she be an ant or a slice of soggy bread? I'm trying to learn. What does that answer get us, though? Just because she could assume any form doesn't... All that would do is change the interaction I had with her. It wouldn't change the fundamental request, which was, I guess I'm supposed to be here. Where's that question about what is this construct supposed to do?
Your line of questioning of him, you, her construct is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's very logical. Sorry. You've called this place a construct. What is it supposed to do? Like, what is the purpose of this from your perspective?
It was supposed to keep the two of you trapped here until the job was done. And it was supposed to guide your hand to help you see things through.
So it's a kill box.
The construct you're in exists in every world at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both you and her into a new world.
If you have that kind of power, why are you building a kill box?
But you're waking up to your true nature now. It won't be able to work like that anymore.
Good.
Okay. So you had to ensnare...
Oh, the torment nexus.
You had to ensnare and diminish me in order to pit me against what you decided was your foe. Everybody picking up on that? Anybody who had any "this is the good guy" vibes? Off they fuck?
He put us in a box to fight death. And then he complained we weren't fighting death properly in the box he put us in.
That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. I still like this question a lot. If you want me to destroy the concept of transformation, so you want me to be an agent of the status quo. That's conservatism. Or how is it different from death at all? It feels worse. Do you have anything to say for yourself for all the hubris? I do love that as a kiss off line. After everything you did, I'm scrolling through more options. I don't want to be a god, I want to be me.
Great job, Ducky.
Oh, what did I say? Oh, there's a thread there. We'll read that after this. I kind of feel like I'm gonna have to say let me keep scrolling. If she's capable to so you do know about the looping. So many of the times I met you, you denied it as even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me? Scroll. I'm just reading. I'm gonna do the whole "why would you lie to me" thing. So you do know about the looping. So many of the times I met you, you denied it as even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me? I.e., you had all the power here. Why did you decide lying to me was the approach you were gonna take?
Perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial.
Again, he's differentiating himself from the other narrators.
I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant.
I mean,
that is not an excuse.
True, but it is a valid interpretation.
For all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really?
That's not
I think
a very...
you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
On that
Except
one.
for me. I can tell you for a fact that I'm right.
My early assessment.
Sure.
My early assessment of this as a feral Tory minister was exactly on the money.
I want to try this. If you want me to destroy the concept of transformation, how is that existence any better than death, or even different from death at all? Honestly, it feels worse. I just watched the Lazarus Project, which is all about trying to prevent time loops and what happens when you have to go forward with the time loop, even though it's not the result you actually want. That's what's happening here.
When I broke the cycle, I made sure that the tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carries a part of what should be you. Things won't be as they are now, but they won't be nothing either.
When I broke the cycle. So he's implying that he's now put the brakes on this thing?
Yeah.
So he's put us in the torment nexus for the allotted period of time, and now he's going to pour us out onto the sand and see what we're holding on to.
And patiently wait for us to applaud his kindness for setting us free.
Skeptical.
Good revolution, everybody, and it's a tie.
Right?
Besides, anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
Nobody wants to leave what? It's Schrodinger's torment next? He doesn't get to know what the result of the experiment is until he brings it to a close? It's kind of implied to me, Brandon, that, in the end, nobody wants to leave means in the end, nobody wants to die. And I'm like, buddy, have I got a lot of people to introduce you to? Don't make the assumption that everyone wants mortality. That is a flawed assumption. You're delusional. Very tempting. Do you have anything to say for yourself for all this hubris? Still very tempting. After everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live? Again, I don't think that follows. Anyone is external people. They have nothing to do with this. Does anyone else know about this? Does anyone else know about us? I don't want to be a god. I'm just scrolling through other options. I still want to ask if it hurts of pieces like of that, if that hurts. I'm not going to say I would have helped you destroy her because I don't agree with that. And I don't like the idea of saying, can't I just will her into something small? That's cruel. This has the green option from Mass Effect 3 VOD. What if neither of us leave this place? Does that work? Can we just stay here together and leave the people out there alone? If you choose not to decide you still have made a choice kind of vibe? I mean, this isn't the other one that I'm really kind of attracted to, which is the people out there beyond the walls of the construct. Do they know about this? Am I in an Omelos situation where I have a whole universe full of abettors? Do they know what you want me to do to them? Yeah, let's go with this.
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion.
Again, we kind of only have his word for it.
When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
Have you given all the other people in the universe the chance to live outside the shadow of death? Am I supposed to infer that by trapping death in the box with me, that has let every other universe live without it? So in which case, this is an Omelos situation. You know this is a torment to me, and you decided that it was acceptable to allow me to be tormented through this experiment so that I would keep death busy long enough for everybody outside of the box to live without it for a bit?
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not even sure how I feel about that.
If the universe is really dying, then how serious is he about it?
He doesn't say it.
He said it's dying.
But the universe is always dying. It starts dying the minute it starts contracting, and it starts contracting the second after it explodes.
If the universe is really dying, then why has he taken it upon himself to try and save it by removing death? And my secondary point is, if death is finite and killable, why send one assassin?
Yeah. I'm trying to go along with this how you conquer death allegory, but honestly, I play paladins. I'm not here for the undead. I don't think you're supposed to destroy the concept of death. So I'm not filing his argument sympathetic. This is very attempting to say you're delusional. Maybe I have a little more empathy for after everything you've done to us, do you just think anyone deserves to listen? But again, other people's what they do and don't deserve doesn't have anything to do with what he's done to us. We're running out of options here. I'm thinking I'm gonna say, I don't want to be a god. I want to be me. Does that sound okay to you?
Sounds good to me.
You are you. And if you'd let everything work the way it was supposed to, you never would have woken up to the reality of your true nature. There's no accounting for free will.
He's becoming more and more wolf-like and less bird-like the longer he talks. You're right, there is no accounting for free will. Neener. Okay, I'm thinking I got 2 left.
Yeah, I think you do.
And then I think the last 2 I'm going to go with are going to be, if you made us...
Your first time, Brandon.
Then I want you to know that this has been torture. And then after that, if I get one more, I think I want to say, do you have anything to say for yourself for all of this hubris? Those are the last 2 that I think I'm going to get. The only thing there's no accounting for free will hits the TMA center of my brain. Player virus is a hell of a drug, man. If you made us, then I want you to know that this has been torture. You have tormented the 2 of us.
The inevitability of death is torture. I would gladly put 2 infinite beings through what you've been through to spare infinite lives from oblivion.
Congratulations, you're a war criminal. Enjoy being shards.
No. The inevitability of death is inevitability. It is not torture. Oh, wow. What? Yeah, we're going with the hubris option, bitch.
What gives Beaky here the moral high ground? Did everyone vote for him to build the Torment Nexus and for us to be put in it? No. This isn't saving the universe. This isn't killing death. This is a sadist getting her rocks off.
It could be. Absolutely. That is a very valid interpretation. I just... that is not lying well with me. Death of the author. Run out of questions. Last one. I think you're out of time. I'm not going to slay her, and I want you to know that before you die for good. Rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. Lie. Rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all this. Say nothing and watch him end. So I don't get to say, I hope you enjoy all your hubris. Because here's the thing. Is he really being destroyed, or is his ability to observe inside the construct being destroyed? Because if it's just his ability to observe inside the construct, then he's just going to start it over again. Let's be honest. I think you're out of time. Would give us more information, I bet. I bet he would brag and say, oh no, I'm not. Be petty, you deserve it. Thank you, Spike Garden. That's very kind of you. If I was being fair and balanced, I would then take all of this information to the princess and see what she wants to say about it.
Do you want to give him the certainty of defeat, or do
That's
you want
petty.
to
That's
give
about
him...
me. It's not about him.
That's my point. This is the last conversation you're going to have with him. Do you want to look him in the eye and say, I'm not going to do it. Enjoy being dead? Or do you want to look him in the eye and go, I don't trust you enough to make that call?
Let's just say I think you're out of time and leave it up in the air.
Again, it's not about him, it's about you. What catharsis do you want?
I'm so bad at getting catharsis even in first-person games. Wow.
Go for the thing you don't think you should go for.
I'm not gonna slay her. And I want you to know that before you die for good. I'm not gonna destroy death. Sorry. Or I could say, I haven't decided what I'm gonna do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all of this. And that's just such a weaselly answer. Right? Corbin will literally do anything besides go to therapy. I'm not into lying. I'm not gonna slay her. And I think you should know that before you go.
Well, there's no reasoning with a god, even one you've woven into existence yourself. I've said my piece, and my time is up.
Goodbye.
I'm just an echo, and every echo fades away.
Can you fade away now?
Are you gonna burn out before you fade away? As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The long quiet, all of this is you. The narrator was right. You are the long quiet, a vast and nascent god. And it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. A beating vessel. Bring the razor's heart to her. I'm just reading off what the accomplishments are that are hitting. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Oh God.
There's about to be. That was a flash tide.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Oh, Brandon.
This is lovely and terrifying.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Okay. By missed you dearly, is this now me dying? I have slightly complicated feelings about this. I never forget the first time.
Oh, I can imagine.
I can only imagine.
You don't know whether this is terrifying or beautiful or
Yes.
sexually charged or yes.
And her eyes are uncovered. Okay. Explore options. I've missed you too.
Oh,
Do you know about the Echo? Did you hear our conversation? We call him the Echo now, not the narrator. Interesting. I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means. Ooh, we love that. What happens now? Yes, all, AWE, the biblical interpretation of all, is exactly the vibe here.
Biblically accurate princess.
Overwhelming. It is a biblically accurate princess. There you are. Correct. All right. I don't know that I've missed you. Can't say I've missed Steph. I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means. Is what we're going to go with here. And I'm also going to say so that we have the art. There we go.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
Hence the... Okay. She sure is a mound that is shifting, yep. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation? Yeah, those high notes. Oh, the shivers.
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
Well, I don't want to pay him no mind, because he has the power to lock us in here. So I think we should recognize that fact.
Mound. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you. Thank you. Amelia Jones was a pleasure to work with. Her work on Hollow Knight blew me away. Okay. Right? And which is a valid question. Like, if I'm a god, though, I think I'm kind of on her par or have the same potential. I'm not sure how this is going to resolve. Let's be honest. What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it?
Oh, she can see us.
Not sure I feel about that. When my friend streamed this, he literally went, "Don't make the joke, don't make the joke." Thank you.
When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play.
Interesting.
I'm not death, but I contain it in my multitudes.
You are not death, but you can contain it. Okay, so what? So we were something, and then we were two things. Okay, keep going. I'm learning, nodding, listening.
So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning?
No.
Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
Yeah.
Hold me.
Oh, yeah. Please hold. Save. All right, we now have a gazillion explore options, but I'm just really hoping that
Crumbs.
Yes. All right. So explore options. There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave? Ooh, like that. Don't you have a say in all this? Why is all this falling to me? Good question. Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions and I need answers before I can make a choice. Yes, Marguerite happy. Talk problem to death. If I let you out, an entire world ends for good. I can't do that. I don't believe that. If you were always going to become this, and what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I walked if all of them would have led to this moment? Oh, okay. We have to have a whole discussion about journey versus destination. There has to be another way. This can't just come down to me either destroying you or letting you out. I won't do it. And then we have, I told you what was going to happen when we reach this point. Slay the princess. Slay the princess. Or, I think it's time for us to leave this place, but I don't know how to leave or where to go. I know, Sansa, honestly, I feel really sorry for any divine being at the afterlife having to put up with me because I'm going to be like, right, get comfortable. I have questions. Item 1, check.
Honey, there'll be a separate doorway for lawyers. Don't worry.
Yeah, going straight down. I know.
Just like a side entrance. With a presentation.
Oh, I like a presentation. Well, let me know, pads.
Q&A.
Then I can take questions.
Branded stationery.
Okay, good. I'm glad it's ridiculous how happy that makes me.
And for hell, branded stationery.
Oh, God, that was an awful pun. Folks, capitalism is exerting itself, and we have so many decisions to make. So why don't we take a break here for a second while Marguerite updates her list of questions to ask in the afterlife. And Alistair, I think, needs more tea. So 2-3 minutes. We'll be right back, okay?
we're back.
Can you imagine if Geiger had done this? We were just thinking about that and going, there'd be a lot more boobs, but okay.
Just an infinite field of boobs.
Okay.
Spiky boobs with knives coming out of them. And absinthe.
Okay. I have questions. I would like some more answers, please. Is that okay?
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach. And you cannot rationalize that which defies logic.
But I can die crying!
But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well.
No.
If this is what it takes to enlighten
No.
you, then so be it.
Sorry, crazy lady.
What did you do, Ray?
I couldn't help it. It just popped in there. Oh boy.
This torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it.
Look at the eyes. Oh.
This is some straight up end boss music. Oh no! What did I do?
Oh, it is.
Oh yes! This is Sephiroth and
On it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, then alive and dead and alive and dead all at once.
Yeah, I see it.
What's going on here?
You learned to put yourself away and to follow the flow of reality. And you used it to humble me, to show me how far I was from what I needed to be.
I didn't humble you. Maybe we're calling back to different hearts. Okay, Brendan, that's fair. I did just kind of keep pushing.
You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. Unjust impossibilities pushed you to become something you would never have been without them.
Didn't it do the same thing to you? Oh, look at this. It didn't last. It wasn't worth it. After everything you put me through, it felt good to watch you fall apart. Even if the journey was agony, the end gave the struggle meaning, or I won't engage with violence. We are saving the game!
Saves.
I'm not going to engage with violence.
But violence has defined the thread of everything between us. Do not deny what we are, and do not color our conflict with fear.
It's not fear, it's a choice. You're choosing violence, and you have options to not do so. Be better.
Your little hair drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it?
We're going backwards. We're going backwards through all the choices we made, because that was the razor, and this is the damsel.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is getting very philosophical.
We're also getting more defined.
Look at our arms.
That's
Look
not
at
us. That's us.
You think that's us?
Yeah.
So we're taking the princess's point of view, stabbing at us.
Yeah.
Oh, so now we're going back through the events from her point of view. Because that's exactly what that was implied, right? The idea that we were coming to one level and she was coming to another level, and now we're swapped.
I think she's
now we're going back the other way. And that's why, good observation there, Goblin. That's why the art is the negative. We're from her perspective. So, okay. Oh, this is gonna end on a really weird note because we end on Stranger. Oh, crumbs. Okay, I'm almost out of all materia. Somebody throw me a potion. Let's go.
But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had
That's the damsel.
desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
We got the stranger first because I lawyered it to death.
Apparently that's good news.
I have no idea if that's going to be our final form or if it's just given this pattern, it will be the last thing that we get the
I
perspective.
love that because the heart is the only thing left. It's held up by one of the nameless princesses.
As for the razor, yeah, exactly. So these are the individual personalities resurfacing. I was blinded by by emotion. We both know that. I want that feeling back. Ooh, that feeling never left me. I like that a lot. It doesn't matter how I feel. Death, suffering, and oblivion shouldn't fall on others. If we are able to transcend death, then we are responsible for those it holds captive. Okay, we don't have time to unpick all that. I get it. There's no need for us to keep fighting. I'll leave with you. I just don't know how. Stop the fight early and surrender? Look at her looking back over her shoulder.
Your first instinct was that feeling never left.
That feeling never left me.
Then there's no need for you to fight with Leon. Whenever you're ready, we can leave together. Hand in loving hand.
Interesting. I don't trust that. Ooh. I'm ready. I want to leave with you, or I won't leave with you, not until you see things from my perspective. Each.
You saved like a minute ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave with the damsel. I really don't. I really don't like how one-sided that was. I want to go back through all of them, I think. Yeah. No, we're going to keep going. We're definitely going to keep going.
If you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you all the time in the world. To question everything is to deny the proof of reality that lies in front of you. By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real. In believing in your limitations, you placed a shackle on your neck.
Interesting. So here's us with a knife coming at her. Yeah, I'm with you, Rebesco. The damsel was the creepiest one. Yeah, this one's the prisoner.
But even then, he remembered the impermanence of the material and watched as the walls of your prison decayed into nothing.
That's right.
To be impermanent is not to end, but to change. And for the world to be impermanent is to make finite the suffering of all things.
Which isn't a bad perspective.
Would you strip that gift away and leave them all to suffer in their permanence?
No.
Oh.
That would be torture, is my instinct. No. It's not torture. Because remember, the whole point about this is if I kill her, I kill the ability for things to change. And I don't want to kill the ability for things to change. Permanence is not a gift. It's conservatism. It's decay. It's not even chaos anymore. No. That would be torture. That's not care.
It would. Our purpose is to be and to experience, and their purpose is the same. To be permanent is to cease.
Nailed it.
Lost is to be trapped.
Excellent. That's what I wanted her to understand. Good. Oh boy.
Here we go.
Yeah, the Spectre was and the Wraith were rough. Ooh.
Between choosing your path and forfeiting your body, you chose agency. But agency requires action, and action requires an endless tapestry of events. In your final moments, would you remove action itself from reality?
No, of course not. Can you say with certainty what shape a world without you will take? I don't want that world to come to pass. You didn't give me much choice. Would you remove action itself from reality? No, I don't want that world to come to pass.
Then accept the world as it is now, with both of us a part of it.
I think that's ultimately what we're gonna have to do. It sounds like such a cop-out, though. As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't.
Yes?
There is no constant. There is no center.
And it cannot hold the Falcon and the Falconer. There we go.
Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
If you do a replay, I highly recommend talking at length with the Spectre and volunteering to help her. It's a very interesting path. Okay. It's easy to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all. Ooh. What do you think happens if we leave here? Okay, so, and our decisions have changed as well. I'm gonna start with these explore options. What do you think happens if we leave here? Save.
Save.
Save it every 12 seconds. What do you think happens if we leave here?
This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
It's pretty good to me, I mean. But it is easy to believe in the things you believe in when all you do is sit above it.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
Now, that's what the narrator said. No hubris.
All right. Take a breath, Galadriel.
All right. So there's a couple of slay options left. Okay, let me read all these through. Okay, I'm ready to leave, but how do we leave? I never wanted to fight you, but how do we leave? I can't let that happen. I can't let everything die. Slay the princess. Everything dies in time. That's a stupid thing. I was told there was enough of you and me to preserve meaning in existence. I'm going to trust that's true. Ooh. Interesting. So this isn't so much slay her as slay her and take her place.
Yeah.
Okay there, Gale. Sit tight. I have to fight for a better world. I'm so sorry. Slay the princess. Interesting. You are cruelty itself, and I cannot let you exist. Slay the princess. No, that's what we said to the narrator. I don't know what the answer is, but there has to be something else. It can't be this. I won't kill you, but I won't let you free. Mass Effect green energy option. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you. Oh.
You saved, right?
Santa's like, Marguerite wants the last one. I'm like, yes, Marguerite wants the last one very much. Because she's still suffering from the point of view, she's still suffering from essentialism. It's entirely her perspective. But I am part of you. And therefore, if you are denying my perspective, then you are denying a part of yourself. And you are still centered in the hubris. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Says who? Extraordinary claims.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do that.
Me really happy for some reason. Okay, this is the Avengers moment, right? All the voices. He's the only one of the voices I always loved. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. Is this gonna be an on your left situation? Okay, which you are you? Does it matter? Oh, you have no idea how good it is to hear you. Where's everyone else? How are you supposed to help? I thought voices weren't allowed here. I thought you died whenever I looked in the mirror. No. You have no idea how good it is to hear you. That's what I'm picking.
It's good to be here.
He sounds more confident.
He does sound more confident, which makes me happy.
She's too many things all at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that divine confidence.
See? Yes, exactly. The hero gets me. Okay, good.
There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
Marguerite loved the himbo, of course. Oh, this is because we fostered the relationship with him at the end every time before he died. Smug mode.
It's time to resume our dance.
It's okay, Tate.
Is it though?
Is it though?
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm so conflicted about this.
Hi, Syntaxor. There's some catching up to do.
Yeah, exactly. Right, Sansa? It's a love story.
So this is the end game on Slay the Dragon, and it's pretty cosmic. It's very, very, very good, and I would.
And we're right now listening to like the Final Fantasy final battle music. Okay, all right, hero. Let's do this. I'm ready.
Then let's go.
Go. Oh, thank God I saved.
Oh my God. We're resetting. It's getting more complex each time.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it?
On the floor.
Look outside the window. But look at how many combinations of things it is.
Castle.
Look, she's outside. Look at the drawings. Outside. There's like 6 different wall textures, and look at how the floor moves in 3 different pieces, and it's one of the tables and a bunch of the different windows
Or
and
attached to anything.
Is it the first cabin? Is it the stranger cabin? I honestly can't remember, folks. It's been such an emotional journey. It's kind of where it all started.
Do you need me to describe things?
Oh. He's offering to narrate.
That'd be nice. A little comfort in an almost unfamiliar place.
Hey, boys.
And the contrarian's back. Okay.
Oh, you made it here too?
Interesting. I'm wondering how many more we're going to hear.
We never really got to talk to her, did we? This one, I mean.
This one what? Aww. Is it just the three of us? Did anyone else make it to the cabin?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
Okay.
And I've been here since you left me here. No hard feelings, I'm just glad you're back to see this through.
Since we left him.
With our first iteration. This is the last little bit of this universe.
This is the special cabin
So
for if
when-
you had the stranger on your first route. Or normally it's just a basic. Okay. Nice.
When the
Nice.
Razor was lying, the universe isn't destroyed, a shard of it remains.
And we've come back to one of them.
When
This contrarian was a stranger's contrarian, not the razor's contrarian. No, because we did with the razor, we didn't get the contrarian. With the razor, we got. They all started layering on top of each other. Yeah. So if you played the game like a rules lawyer like Marguerite, then you could have the special room too.
Constable the lawyer.
Thank you, Tony and Abby. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Is the narrator really gone?
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
So if we had asked him, hey, I wasn't supposed to wake up, was I? He would have answered yes. We got contrarian with razor. We threw the knife out the window despite cheated, and yeah.
Really goes to show how much you've grown up. Killing somebody across every iteration of reality just by existing. I don't even know what I would do if I were in the driver's seat with that kind of power.
Well, I'm being confronted with having to think about that right this very moment. Ooh, okay. So a couple of dialogue options here. We've got good riddance. I don't actually know how to feel about him being gone, or it's funny, after everything he put us through, I'm kind of sad to see him go. I'm going to say I don't actually know how to feel about him being gone, because honestly, I don't. Part of me says good riddance. I don't know how to feel about him being gone.
Yeah, it's complicated. He put us through hell, but he's been part of us since the very beginning, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
It's not complicated at all. I miss him. I feel bad that he's gone.
But you're a contrarian, so, I would expect that from you.
And if we said we're sad to see him go, the contrarian would have said, why?
Yeah, exactly. If the offer still stands, you could just grab the cabin to us. For old time's sake. I'm going to save right here.
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's not really a cabin, is it? It's that terrifying blend of everything. Only it doesn't feel so terrifying anymore. It's still shaped like a cabin, it's just different in places. There's still walls, a door to the basement, a table, that knife. Windows.
The sound's changed. I hear like
Rustling.
wind, like
Yeah.
trees in the
Yeah,
wind.
come to think of it, I don't think he ever really included the windows in his cabin descriptions, did he?
No, he didn't.
I always thought they were implied. He never mentioned the mirror either, but that didn't mean he implied it was there. It's gone, though. I think it did whatever it needed to do. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade.
You have to choose whether or not to take the blade even now.
You gotta save right before this, right?
Oh, I'm so
Going without the blade.
conflicted. Things aren't going to go south. No. Choices till the very end. No, we're not taking the knife. Remember what I told her. I'm not going to get violent with you.
Yep.
For what it's worth, taking the blade gives you a fantastic option. We'll see it on the save. We've always said, we told her, look, we're not going to do this with violence. So we're just going to go without it.
No blade it is. I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but your judgment has gotten us this far.
Oh, he actually supports me. That's very sweet.
If that's what you think is best, then that's what you think is best. I'm just along for the ride at this point. Those winding
There we
stairs
go.
again. But now there's only one way forward. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Yep.
Yeah, it was a real mess. Stopped being fun pretty quick.
It's okay. You can come down. The stairs won't bite. Not this time.
I'm glad.
We don't know what you want from us, but let's talk. All of us. Maybe we can help you find your way.
She doesn't sound messy anymore, though. At least somebody here feels put together.
I like the contrarian's moment of self-knowledge there. All right, let's go down the stairs.
And forward we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting. That was easy compared to last time.
Free.
Just stairs. No weird fuzzy stuff or nonsense trying to pull us apart.
She's also not shackled. Look.
Like I said, free.
Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
So you didn't bring the knife. After all the lives we've lived together, and all the lives we haven't, you somehow found a way to move outside of the script.
Hi. Have we met? I'm the queen of the third option.
Are we missing a page?
A page? Are we missing a page? She's a princess, right? So page could mean...
Of the script, like Sad says.
But it also implies another person, like squire, knight, page. Okay, there's a whole lot of explore options. I never got the chance to talk to you before you were taken away. Not you at least. I'm sorry for what I did to you. I don't want to be a god. Ooh, I like that. Are you the same as you are out there? That's a great opener. What if we just leave? I think the only thing left for us to do is to leave. I'm going to start with, are you the same as you are out there?
Yes, we think. We're kind of like a shadow. Out there, every part of us is blended together into one huge idea. A big wave of unyielding change crashing against the world.
I like the almost like spaceship hum going on here.
But in here, we're fractured. Small. Still a little more separate than we'd like to be. Our instincts still trying to pull us in different directions.
Hence the three perspectives.
That's kind of like us, isn't it?
Good observation, Contrarian. There's three of her and there's three of us.
Yeah. We really are the same.
More like reflections or parallels. I never got the chance to talk to you before you were taken away. Not you, at least. I'm sorry for what I did to you.
It's okay. No hard feelings. In a way, you helped us become a version of her. But we weren't very good at it. I don't think a conversation with us then would have been very insightful.
Oh, the concept of tripart deities is way older than Christianity.
That's probably why we were taken away. That's all we had to offer you. It was time to change again.
Right? Yep. That makes sense.
After all we did, she's just forgiving us. Just like that. You know, that means a lot.
Oh, you're growing up, Contrarian. I'm so proud of you.
Boys.
I don't think I want to be a god.
Hard agree. Seems overrated. Too much pressure.
Right? He had an arc. I'm so proud of him.
But that's what you've always been, even now. You can't put aside such an important part of who you are, and neither can we.
I mean, I see that.
So, you might as well embrace it.
I mean, if I literally am not going to be given the choice. What if we just leave?
He'd hate that. So you should do it. Even if he isn't here anymore. It's the spirit of the thing.
Right?
Leave? But what would happen if we left with you? Would we exist inside ourselves? Are you sure you want to find out if that's possible, or what that would mean for you?
What's the alternative? Never changing again? That's what we just had a huge screaming argument about.
Is that what you want?
Oh. Okay, hang on. I have to delay the ad break because it wants me to take their hand in yours. Is it okay? Save. It's a very sweet option. I've always wanted to leave with you, but I didn't like being a god. I want to walk through that cabin door as we are, just you and me. Not knowing is exactly why I want it. We knew everything out there, but we don't know this. I want this. It doesn't matter what it means. What matters is that we're leaving together. That's all I want.
That's it.
Bingo!
That's it.
That I do like the idea of just holding their hand. And then maybe hoping it lets me pick that option.
So do that.
Right? Capitalism, wait! This is a love story! I'm gonna hold their hand.
After so many iterations, so many different versions of us clashing and coming together and clashing again, leaving with you feels like all we ever really wanted.
Aww. There goes the theme again. Love it.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
Hero, you can't stay! No, he's become the stereotype! He's become the stalwart lieutenant who falls on the sword at the last moment!
Yeah, I think we've done our job.
That's interesting. Both of them. Hang on, I gotta snooze. Snooze. Go away. Are you two going to be okay alone?
We're not alone. We have each other.
Oh, dear
Oh,
God.
AO3 just thanked you for that.
And I'm sure we'll find the others.
Valid. Gotta have a sequel. Okay, everybody.
Here we go.
We're gonna leave with the princess. Hands clasped together, you and the princess leave the basement behind for the last time. It's quiet as you ascend. A comfortable silence, filling a space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. Look, it's just the stars outside. But there is an energy in the silence, an electricity, the anticipation of the unknown.
Yeah, it's full.
What's for?
There's 4 princesses. If you look at the heads.
Look at the crowns, yeah. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door. You feel their hand tremble in yours. They're unsure of themselves for the first time in their long and short existence. They have no part to play anymore, and they know this. Yet they still are. And then They cross the room to the door outside, pulling you excitedly with them.
We can feel the threads of all the stories we've told together, all pulling us back down the stairs and into those chains where we know the outcome of everything that could ever come to pass.
It's, can you leave it behind?
It's comfortable there, but it's confining.
Change is
We
scary.
want more. We want whatever might be on the other side of this door. Something new that we'll experience together, with someone who exists outside of us. With someone who can see us in a way we can never see ourselves.
And that's the secret to the universe right there.
God damn it, capitalism.
Oh, I'm so conflicted. I like the idea of asking, are you
Yeah.
ready? It's okay. Don't worry about it. Are you ready?
It's hard to tell with so many voices talking at once. But we're more ready than we're not.
That's all it takes. Do it scared. And what happens next? Whatever it is, you'll face it together.
Oh,
Okay, and now we're all gonna have emotions. And watch the wonderful credits. The ad break is gonna start here in just a couple of minutes, folks. So we're gonna watch the credits and have a little cry, and then we will take an ad break and come back and talk about it and see if there's. Oh, look! Yay! Yay! All the patrons and alpha testers. I'm like, quick! Do I recognize names? I can't read them all that fast.
ooh.
Our song. Hold on. I need a screenshot. So is this the music that
To our
played
playthrough.
to our specific playthrough?
Oh, that is so fucking cool.
Oh. If you ask who's going to open the door, she goes, both of us, right? That's the only way that makes sense, and I just died. Aww. I like that. Thank you so much for playing. As an expression of our gratitude, here's the track order for a special playlist just for you. If you'd like to take a screenshot, you can do that. You hide the UI by hitting it. I just did it from my PC. And that is a brilliant idea to generate that so that people can know specifically which tracks were theirs. And I'm going to go build that playlist this weekend. Oh, look, explore! Join the Discord.
Join the mailing list.
Mailing list. Join the subreddit. Follow us somewhere else. Make your playlists. Explore, make you play our other game. Return to the main menu. Aww, that's such a smart touch. It's really fun.
That's amazing.
Okay. And then I guess we go back to the main menu. I don't want to go to the main menu. I'm just gonna listen to the music. Okay, we're gonna go to the ad break, everybody. Then Marguerite will work up the courage to go back to the main menu, and we'll talk a little bit more on the way back. Okay? We'll be back in a minute. I'm going to be processing that for a while because there's like I'm so curious, like, okay, if you just like stab her and kill her and just slay her over and over and over again, how do you end it on a love story note? Is it about mutual destruction? There's so many different potential endings. I need an art book. I need an art book that lets you choose your own adventure through and seeing all the different things and stuff.
That's astonishing. It's astonishing that truly great, complicated stories are about very simple things. Mm-hmm. And that is
Brandon says stay tuned. I'm like, I would kill for a choose your own adventure art book where you can like follow one of the narrative paths through and see all the different dialogues and
possibly prints as well.
Well, as the giant wife tells you in the long quiet at the end, she doesn't consider violence to be a deal breaker. Right, she doesn't. She really doesn't. But I want to see how that gets contextualized in the concept of, at the very ending. Like what she says if you bring the knife down at the end. Do you kill her like just one more time and that's it? She's finally dead?
I wonder if all you do is no talk only slay, or variations on it 4 or 5 times. I wonder whether you get almost a photographic negative of what we got, where she starts belligerent and starts with the fight, and then as you work backwards, you're given opportunities to steer around that.
There are, I think, 5 or 6 different endings. Okay, interesting. Oh, it's so chewy.
That's incredible.
And I'm just thinking about, I want to go back and pick different options for all of the just different dialogue options I had, just that right there at the end. And like, what happens when you bring the knife down the very last. I love that the hero can go back. That feels so wonderfully full circle. I really, really love it.
He sounds so happy. He sounds so
right. It has that Avengers vibe.
And it's so smart because you have the whole thing of you've sat and listened to the narrator's bullshit for 12 hours at this point.
But that's the whole other amazing playthrough that I want to experience is what if you start with the narrator all the way through? What happens?
And you have that kind of, yeah, all right, fuck off moment when the narrator finally dies. And then it's the same actor as a shard of the same aspect almost. That moment where he's like, do you want me to narrate? It's just, oh my God.
Such that perfect full circle narrative vibe to it. It's wonderful. Hey, Ducky, can you send me a link to that blog post from Johnny that you mentioned?
It is in the chats further up, I think.
I know.
But you don't want to look.
I can't scroll that far. There's too many. If somebody... Oh, was that it? No, that was somebody's costume. It's still a fun time if you follow the narrator already through, as that's what I did, and I still cried at the ending. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Let's take a look at... Ooh, okay. All right, let's read that. Yeah. So, wow, it's very cool says...
Honestly, the narrator is so funny. Only person in the world that unironically likes eternity in stasis. Professional gaslighter, accepts his fading away as the echo, yet hates death, even though it's pretty much the same thing. Presumably immortal, that just really hates change. Hate change! And had the audacity not to kill God about it, but to rip God apart and force God to kill itself. Sitting really still forever is eternal happiness to him. He does not see that there is no difference between this and death. I need to study him.
Yeah, well, think about it. Because we played the stranger through, and it's like, you won the game, the end! And then you just sit there in all of eternity, and it's the hero who has to break you out. So I think this is the response that comes from Johnny. Go ahead.
So I think this take is quite common amongst SCP players, and obviously it's a very funny post. But to my mind, it misses a lot of the nuance to the narrator's actual motivations.
Have a good one, Brandon. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Brandon.
Please respond to Ducky's email so we can schedule your interview for next week. Yay.
Also, oh my God, I realized I can actually talk and theorize about this game if I want to. I'm not the creator. It won't be misconstrued as word of God. I'm just some asshole who did a bunch of silly voices in the game. But as someone who obviously spent a lot of time in the head of the narrator, I do have some thoughts. So there are many things you can find out about the narrator in the final mirror sequence, and you can never ask all those questions in a single run. So a lot of players might not have all these pieces of info, but the thing that, to my mind, is the core of the narrator is desperation.
Interesting.
To create this machine, he had to kill himself.
Did
This
he?
man, bird, who hates and fears death with every fibre of his being, killed himself to create the construct. That is not a plan you come to first. That's a plan you come to when you are out of every single other option.
Valid.
Because his world is dying. It is imminently about to end, and everyone and everything he has ever loved is about to vanish forever. Not even their memories will exist anymore. There is, maybe, going to be another world afterwards, maybe, with new people in it, but who gives a shit? He refuses to accept that everyone he loves has to die and be erased forever to allow some abstract philosophical cycle to continue.
My dude, discover literature, all right? There are ways of conquering that.
And of course, the futility of it all is that by trapping you in the machine, this can only be you. Be an abstract matter of philosophy. You never see the people. You never have to be confronted with their actual deaths or the ending of their world. Your only option is to spend your time focused on the masturbatory, sadomasochistic relationship you have with the other half of your being. So obviously that's where your sympathy lies. I don't think the narrator is blind to this. I don't think he even truly believed his machine was going to work, but in his mind, the hope that it might was the only option he had left.
I'm going back to the things people will do to avoid therapy.
As for the nature of the stasis, I think there's a lot going on there. Firstly, I don't think he actually knows what it will be like. I think he just believes it must be better than oblivion for everyone he loves forever. Second, I don't think the boredom you experience after slaying the princess for the first time is actually representative of what it would be like for the rest of the world. You are basically a god. You can't take your experiences as equivalent to those of mortals. The narrator at one point describes it not as freezing in place, but as a beautiful forgetting. I think that's the phrase. I don't
think we ever got that dialogue option.
I suspect he imagines it like those moments where you're sitting quietly on a sofa with a loved one next to you, content and happy. Those moments where time does become meaningless and you simply exist, contented and loved and happy. Crucially, I think the narrator had that once. I think he had that blissful, timeless peace and love, and I suspect death took from him the person that was its source. And while he knows he can never see the world he creates, he has convinced himself this is what he's giving everyone. Who knows if he's right? Probably not, but I think he'd still say that whatever form the changeless world took, it had to be better than everyone he ever knew and loved, dying and disappearing forever. So that's my take on the narrator. A desperate, broken man, who has no choice but a bizarre Hail Mary play, and whose echoes get increasingly exasperated when the player is understandably only interested in smooching the thing that is going to kill everyone he has ever cared about.
You know what that honestly reminds me of?
What?
That is the Chris Nolan movie starring Woody Allen.
Oh, fucking hell. That is brilliant.
That's what that is. Everything he says there is valid, and everything is enough to put you in the perspective of that person. And for me to still feel confident in saying, but your actions were wrong.
See, I love how your legal training gives you this context and leads you through the kind of...
It is my job to professionally put myself in other people's shoes and perspectives and viewpoints. But I still have the ability to then say, but here's where the mistake was made.
I love how your training enables you to do that. And my training enables me to quote Brooklyn Nine-Nine and say, cool motive, still murder.
Right? It is a cool motive, but it's still murder. And it is still a deeply poignant, powerful, relatable thing that he is trying to capture and bring to everyone. But it's all about hubris, isn't it? It's his assumption that his experience can be universal and universally applied and universally experienced.
Yeah, you're right. He didn't directly murder either of them.
No, he just locked us in a box to immortally kill each other forever.
But, that is a little bit like saying, well, Saw didn't technically murder anyone in the first film. He just assisted them in unaliving themselves.
Right.
You know?
Negligence. Let's move on.
To go fully postmodern for you for a moment, for me, and this is my own personal viewpoint, I know this is colored by personal biases and experience, but for me, if your motive to do an awful thing is understandable, but it also leads to Thanos looking at you down the bar and raising a glass, you've murdered the wrong side of history.
Yeah, exactly. Love that interpretation, though. I do really like that. I think that's one of Johnny's actual gifts as a writer, is the ability to find the relatable in the horrific. Let's be honest.
Why he's so good.
Yeah, that's exactly what one of his talents is this exact sort of thing. Doesn't mean I still wouldn't punt him. The Birdman, But
there are not enough kicks to the cloaca in the world for the Birdman.
The Birdman with teeth. Oh.
The literal murder burb.
The murder burb, yes, very much. Right. Yeah, everything makes sense from personal perspective, but that's the definition of a psychopath, isn't it? Is the ability to completely rationalize everything from your own personal perspective without any empathy whatsoever from anybody else's perspective.
What it puts me in mind of, strangely, there was a very short run comic written by a moderately terrible human being called Desolation Jones about a horrifically burnt out spy who is sentenced to Los Angeles because Los Angeles is the Western world's open prison camp for spies that you can't kill.
Didn't I see that and it was called Escape from LA?
Yes, basically.
Okay, great.
But
Kurt Russell,
right,
their pants.
But there is the main character is small and frail and aging, and he's a private detective. And at one point, he tries to go into a nightclub, and
exactly that, Ozzy.
And the bouncer stops him. And he looks up and goes, "Son, before you say anything else, I need you to understand something. This is very important. I am physically incapable of caring whether anyone around me lives or dies, and that includes me. Consider your actions." And the bouncer looks at him for a second and steps aside.
Yeah.
And Johnny's description of the narrator pings that very hard for me. That kind of, I am completely broken. Perhaps if I sacrifice myself and also this,
everything,
then other people will be less broken.
Right.
Everyone's a hero of their own story. Exactly.
We are going to have so much to talk about next week, for sure. So hang on to your questions about the music, about the concepts, about how do you even tackle trying to put to music the concept of divine hubris, right? I do think him saying Final Fantasy was like, ooh, good place to start. Excellent. Very much so. So we are going to do one. Should we do a shenanigan?
I think a shenanigan would be a good way to round us off for the night. This is long, but also not.
You know what? We've already run over, and we're going to take Johnny's dialogue as the shenanigan. How about that? And we'll hang on to this one for next week instead, because we've already run over, and this has been a great stream.
Thank you so much for joining us, folks.
Currently going to bed on Nightmare Fuel, so let's talk about upcoming scheduling real quick. So, what is today?
Today's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. So Friday, Full Ed will be out. We just learned something really, really cool about the Full Ed, which is that one of the independent movies Alistair reviewed is going to be coming to Amazon Prime, and they've got a Full Ed quote in their trailer, and I'm very excited to see this when it goes live. And when it goes live, we will share it with you, because I'm really delighted. We've had a BBC pull quote once before, and now we'll have a indie movie on Amazon Prime pull quote. I think that's really cute. That's really cool. So that's Friday. And then Sunday, we are on vacation on a beach in Toem, which is really enjoyable.
Which we will probably finish on Sunday, I'm thinking.
I think we're getting closer to it, for sure. I think we still have some more like bonfires to find, and we have to find the head of the skeleton of the T-Rex and all sorts of stuff. It'll be really fun. And then next week, I think hopefully we'll have nailed this down, but Mr. Brandon Boot is going to join us for an interview. We're going to talk about this game for another 2 hours, and it's delightful music. So go and listen to the soundtrack if you haven't already, and like all the other million, billion, zillion things that he composes, and come back with your questions and join us. It's going to be a great chat. And I think that's everything.
I think it is.
Did I miss everything?
Because we'll talk about what we're doing for the last week of the year next week, which is the penultimate week of the year.
Precisely. So have a good night, everybody. I see lots of people who are like, falling asleep. So
sleep well, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been Alistair.
I've been Marguerite.
And this has been existential and kind of sweet and terrifying.
And wonderful.
We'll see you next time.
Have a good night, everybody.